The upheaval across the country brought some interesting election results last week.
Hard to believe that was a week ago tonight. Our senior political reporter Bob Buckley recently spoke to News Nation's political director Chris Stirewalt about these challenging political times and a few other things.
I think you describe yourself as an eternal optimist, but I'm telling you, these are times that are going to test that, aren't they?
I like to say that I'm hopeful more than optimistic, simply because I am part of hope. Optimism suggests that everything is just going to turn out the way that we want it to, but that's never been true. And this country has faced times much graver than these. A lot of the problems that we have right now are problems of success and affluence because people are kind of bored and looking for conflict and looking for things to complain about, even though we can still empirically say that we're doing it, right? People are healthier, wealthier, we are secure, life is good in a lot of the ways that we think are important and have always thought are important. But I'm not optimistic in the sense that we don't know that it's going to turn out all right. But I am hopeful because we are part of hope and we are agents in that.
The problem is you only have to not fix it once for it all to fall down.
Well, look, Hannah Arendt said that every generation society is invaded by barbarians. We call them children. I'm about 50 years old. And the debates that are happening in America today, a lot of them sound a lot like what was happening 50 years ago, right? Before my time. And we're talking about tariffs, and we're talking about inflation, and we're talking about U.S. engagement in South American politics. We're talking about all kinds of stuff that 25 years ago we believed were settled debates.
What do you think the long-term effect of Charlie Kirk's life will be, as well as his assassination?
Certainly, we know that for a lot of people who were sort of in his demographic, for younger people, this will be a moment that they remember. It will be something that they carry forward and will inform how they are. The hope would be that what everybody takes away from the assassination of Charlie Kirk is that we got to lower the stakes and we got to lower the temperature. They're just elections. We're going to have another one. You don't like the way this one goes on Tuesday? Do something else, right? Hang out, because you get to try again. You don't even have to wait 2 years. You can have another election in just a year. And if you don't like the way that one turns out, you can do it again. When UNC plays Duke, they play knowing that it's not the last time that they're going to play, right? This isn't the end. This is one more iteration. And I think the way that we make our politics better is by acknowledging the limits of politics, because we have politics in order to have a country. We don't have a country in order to have politics, and people need to calm down.
The most recent government shutdown, though, differs from previous ones in that in the past they were largely driven by Republicans trying to reduce spending. This one is driven by Democrats insisting on increasing spending. You know, I wonder, too, the Democrats win that dichotomy because people don't feel the national bankruptcy pain until it's too late, but they're going to feel the healthcare premium pain right away.
I hold that climate change is to Democrats as the debt was for Republicans, which is to say it's a big problem that the base of these parties both believe is a serious one. And then they go to persuadable voters and they say, hey, we'd like you to make some changes. We want to make some changes to address this serious long-term problem. And persuadable voters go, yeah, I hear you. And I think it's a problem too, but I'm trying to pay my bills. I'm trying to just live. They have demonstrated no willingness to pay a price for dealing with the debt. The debt is $38 trillion. We just saw the fastest addition of $1 trillion to the debt outside of the pandemic ever. We are hurtling toward a fiscal catastrophe. And we all feel it already because it's part of inflation. And we will feel it a lot more later when inflation increases as the government tries to sort of print money to invent money to get out of the debt crack, because we're basically now borrowing $1 trillion a year to pay interest on the money that we've borrowed in the past. And anybody will tell you that that is a catastrophic way to run your life, your business, and certainly a government.
Stirewalt says the reason politicians don't have the courage to tell voters that things need to be cut back is because of what he calls Potomac fever, the strong desire members of Congress have to always get reelected, no matter the cost.